Although you can get hundreds of different types of Sith armor from the cartel market, there's also a whole bunch of Sith armors that you can craft for yourself. In this video, I'll be showing you 15 different armors that Synthweavers can craft for Sith. They tend to lean more towards either the Sith Inquisitor or the Sith Warrior, but you're welcome to make your own style and mix and match. What's also really neat about these armors is that they can be worn by the Imperial Agent and by the Bounty Hunter. Just keep in mind, if you transfer them over to the Republic side, they'll flip appearances and look more like JEDI armor. But you can craft them on either the Republic or the Imperial side, it doesn't matter where your Synthweaver is. The first set of Sith armor is the Shadowsilk Force Expert's Vestments for level 10. And keep in mind, even if these say that they're for level 10, that just is the minimum level that you can wear them at, and what their statistics are for. So it's really great for a level 10 character. But if you're at level 50 or beyond and want to wear this, you can. You just have to use the outfit designer and have your normal armor underneath. And what I really like about this set is it's a very simple set, great for someone who has passed their acolyte training but is really only an apprentice. It's also got a really cool and very heavy looking belt. This is the Shadowsilk Aegis Vestments, also for level 10, but this one leans more towards the Sith Warrior, and it's a very good looking beginner's warrior set. It definitely looks like it's for someone who's going to be in combat a lot. It's got a lot of padding and armor, but it stays away from the heavy armor that a trooper might wear, or someone like the Bounty Hunter might wear, and instead leaves you with a very flexible looking armor. It also has a really cool kind of neck brace, and it really protects your most vulnerable area right there on your neck. This is the Elisha Aegis Vestments for level 16, and I was really surprised that this was a craftable armor. This is a really great basic black robes for anyone who wants to play a very stereotypical looking Sith, just wants to go with the black robes and run with it. And the reason I was surprised is that when you find black robes on the cartel market or in the cartel packs, they are often very expensive. If you take a look at the cartel market, there's a couple different styles for sale and they're over 1,000 cartel coins each. And this set is just really nice looking. It's got kind of like Darth Vader looking gloves as well as a Darth Vader looking kind of respiratory mask, and it's also got some really nice details on the pants of this set. Absolutely A+ crafting set, especially because you can wear it as early as level 16. This is the Elisha Force Expert's Vestments for level 16, and what's really neat about this set is that it's actually a Voss set. You meet the Voss later on as you're leveling, and they're their own unique culture and race, and this is one of their cultural dresses, and it's very unique to them. So it was very interesting that it was a craftable armor labeled as Sith armor, and so if you ever wanted to pretend to be a Voss, this would be a great set for it. It's also just a really nice ornate kind of regal looking set, and what's especially good about it is the helmet. This helmet is a hide helmet item, so if you wear this circlet, this tiara, any armor that you wear it with, it will hide the helmet for you. So if you don't like your helmet, this is the one you want to craft. Elisha Force Experts. This is the Dramasian Aegis Vestments for level 24, and this is an upgrade for the Sith Warrior set that we saw a little earlier. It's got some really nice brighter colors, a very dark black and a very deep blood red. Also got a cool respiratory mask to go with it. Really good if you want a type of character who's jumping into combat right away. No force powers. This is the Dramasian Force Expert's Vestments for level 24, and oh, I love this set. This is what I think of when I think of the iconic Sith Inquisitor set, because it's got the skirt, the robes, it's got ancient Sith text. If you look on the edge of the hood and on the edge of some of the hanging parts, it's got really cool kind of tribalistic markings on all of the different bits and pieces it has. Also got really cool shoulder blade parts. It's got a hood. Even the gloves themselves are really detailed. Very nice set. This is the Septasilk Force Expert's Vestments and the Septasilk Aegis Vestments for level 32. Different names, same look. It just means that the statistics for one are more for tanks and the other are more for people who want to do damage, but they have the same look. And this is one of the few sets that does look different on a male character and a female character. And I've mentioned it before, but I really like this game because there's very few sets like this. Most of them look roughly the same on a male and female character. I believe this one on the male character has more wrappings and a little less belly button. But this is a really cool set. I like it because although it's a revealing set, it's very practical. This is the Vinesilk Force Experts Vestments and the Vinesilk Aegis Vestments for level 40, and this is very similar to the set we just saw. It's almost the same skin, slightly different colors, and a kind of crazy helmet that doesn't match at all. I do really like the helmet though, so feel free to craft a helmet from this one and maybe match it up with one of the other sets. And I was saying this set is very practical, although it's revealing. It's definitely great for any type of Sith who wants to jump into combat once again and doesn't want to be hindered by all the trappings of robes. Especially cool to match with this set would be a different pair of pants instead of robes, and you'd really get some movement in. This is the Nanosilk Force Experts Vestments and the Nanosilk Aegis Vestments for level 46, and this is a really cool set. This is based off the Imperial Guards uniform. You usually see them walking around in red. Maybe you could dye this one, I'm not sure if it dyes great. This set also kind of changes color depending on what light you're in. In this video you can see it's a fairly gray color, but in other lights it's quite blue, and it changes pretty dramatically. And what I really like about this set is not only is it really regal and ornate, probably be good for both a Sith warrior who's very high class or an Inquisitor who wants to look fancy. It's also got the really cool shark fin helmet, and I think that would be absolutely great for a Sith warrior to show his power. This is the Hypercloth Force Experts Vestments and Hypercloth Aegis Vestments for level 51, and this is definitely a Sith warrior set. It's a very tech related set, and it kind of enhances your natural power with technical properties and really makes it a very armored set, especially for someone who's going to be seeing close quarters combat. It's got a very disturbing looking helmet as well, and kind of its innards and wires are showing on the front as well as in the leg piece too. This is the Veda Force Experts Vestments and the Veda Aegis Vestments for level 56, and wow, look at that spine! This is kind of an upgraded version of the gear we just saw. It's once again really for the Sith warrior, and it really makes me think of the word juggernaut. Especially good for a player who likes close combat, and it really takes the technical aspect and bumps it up a notch. Really heavy armor, really dangerous shoulder pads, and a very scary looking helmet. This is the Charged Hypercloth Force Experts Vestments for level 61. Oh, this set is so good. This is the absolute definition of what a very powerful, very arcane Sith Inquisitor should look like. It has all kinds of webbing, netting, reminds me of spider webs or membranes. On the legs it's got kind of some mutation or bumps on them. It really makes me think absolutely of Sith alchemy, some kind of Sith that has delved so deep into the dark Sith arts that this is not only just their armor but also their second skin. Very, very cool set. Used to be the absolute endgame armor when the game first came out, and this is a set you'd be really excited about getting because you'd worked so hard to get it. This is the Charged Hypercloth Aegis Vestments for level 61, and once again this is meant to be the endgame armor for when the game first came out. This one is more for the Sith warrior, but I can definitely see a more powerful Sith Inquisitor using this as well, and it really reminds me of the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings because it has a helmet that is both a warrior's helmet to protect you from harm, but also kind of reminds me of a crown. It's also got some really cool gloves that have knives on the ends and to protect your hands from lightsaber blows, as well as the very strong shoulders. It's also just a really cool caped set. It looks definitely like a warrior king. This is the Romex Force Experts Vestments for level 66, and this is from the newest expansion. Unfortunately, they made this one the exact same as its Jedi counterpart. Normally, when these are sent over to the Republic side, they change appearance, but this one and the next one don't. They're exactly the same, and I think this one was really meant to be more for the Jedi Consular rather than the Sith Inquisitor. The colors really don't match up with everything we've seen so far, and the helmet's really ridiculous. But if you're looking for a set for your Sith Inquisitor who isn't down with all the crazy arcane arts and all that business, this would be a pretty good set. It'd also be really good for a Sith warrior who's more laid back as well if you dyed it. This is the Romex Aegis Vestments for level 66, and this one I think was also meant more for the Jedi Knight, even though it doesn't really fit them very well either. The mask is pretty cool though, so if you mix and match it with some of the other Sith warrior sets, it would be pretty cool. This set itself kind of reminds me more of a bounty hunter armor actually, but you could make it work for your Sith warrior if you didn't want them to be seen as a Sith warrior, or you're really playing as the Outlander who's no longer Sith or Jedi. And there you have it. That's 15 different Sith armors that you can craft for yourself, or you can have a friend craft for you. If you're interested in crafting these sets for yourself, you can head to the Strongholds and Crew Skills section of the fleet. The trainers are on the outer edge of the ring. These sets don't need any special types of schematics. They'll just show up on your trainer's schematics list as you level up your crafting. If you don't want to craft these yourself and would rather have someone else make them for you, you can first try checking the GTN, but they're often not for sale. The second best bet is to go to general chat of your fleet and ask, are there any Synthweavers around who can craft me a set? If you find someone, they'll then let you know whether they need a certain amount of credits, or if they want you to find the materials, because sometimes getting the materials can be kind of a pain. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and maybe found a new outfit for your Sith Inquisitor or Sith Warrior. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. It's the best way to show your support for this channel, and new episodes will show up on your YouTube homepage. On upcoming videos, I'll be showing off the adaptive gear that you can buy on the fleet, craftable lightsabers, craftable crystals, craftable guns, and craftable dyes.